Well, it's no excuses. It's ruthless but yet groovy, and I think it's a bit tongue in cheek as well. I mean the titles and the lyrics they're not your typical love ballad for sure. Yeah, Germany is mandatory. A lot of fans in Germany, also very good for touring, like a big country in the smack in the middle. Yeah, so it's going to be Denmark, Germany, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Poland, and Lithuania and Estonia, actually. So those never played in the Baltics. That's going to be super fun.
Sebastian from the Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I have the pleasure to be joined by.
Yeah, it's Anders of Gluttony.
It's great to be chatting to you today. Eulogy of Blasphemy is a powerful title. What does this album represent for Gluttony at this stage in your metal journey?
Yeah, it's actually a twofold answer. Like, for people who've been following us, will notice that it's B for Beyond the Veil of Flesh, and C for Cult of the Unborn, and on so it's E now, fourth record. But I mean, the title as well is irresistible, right? It's a bunch of blasphemous hymns, so why not Eulogy to Blasphemy? We thought that was a perfect title.
Amazing. Okay, then. So, what's your favourite track on the album today, and one you're most looking forward to playing live?
Yeah, it's ironic. Yeah, it's I would say ironic because the first song we wrote for the album, when we wrote it, we thought it was a real banger. Like, yeah, this is great. And then as we started writing more songs, it felt like, nah, this is the weakest one. It's not even gonna fit on the album. And then when we recorded, it was, yeah, this actually works, but we put it in the last, like the final track. And now when we're getting ready for going on tour in May, it's kind of the favorite song, so it's going to be the opener, and it's Immured by Rotting Corpses.
Amazing. I love the title. So what about release day? Have you got anything planned?
Yeah, so it's Friday 13th. It's the perfect day to launch a death metal album. So actually nothing special for that Friday. We're going to have like a show at home in Sundsvall before kicking off the tour. So it's going to be a bit silent until 2nd of May. Then we'll go out with a bang.
Amazing. So you didn't fancy doing like a question and answer podcast or anything like that, streaming it or anything?
I haven't thought of it. I mean, we're too old school. We have to get in touch with all these digital phenomenons, I guess. We'll see. Good idea.
Cool. What about? I think the album feels heavy. I mean, I'm not like a total aficionado of your band, right? But I've been going back and everything, and yeah, checking these out. It feels heavier and more suffocating than your previous work. Was that intentional?
I think so, but we never have a plan really. But I think as you start, like once you've written the third song, I think "Hung from Entrails" was one of the. I think it was the third song I wrote where you could see that we were going in another direction, but it's never intentional. But I'm really proud of I'm really happy about the sound of the album. I think the sound of the album puts us more towards that path, so a bit heavier, I think, than the earlier.
So long the song titles and of course the lyrics, where do you get them from? Do you like sit down on a night and just like, are you sitting there, or are you waking up and like suddenly, oh, that's a good title? Where does it all come from?
Yeah, so "Hung from Entrails" is from it's one of the more critical against religion songs of the album. So I was just playing around with different. I was just imagining the Lord Jesus Christ hanging from his entrails, and I thought that was like, doesn't get more brutal than that. So that's gonna be the song we're gonna write.
Cool. So what about the album artwork? Again, I'm going to show it, right? So it's amazing, and inside as well is like really good artwork. What about the cover? Where was that come from? And that's an occult church in the background. Have you been to an occult church before?
No, but I do love the cover of Black Album. You know, the Black Sabbath, the album where it's like a church or a chapel. I think it's the self-entitled one. or it's a house. I don't know, but I have that in
The
my
first
mind.
one, yeah,
Yeah, the first
yeah.
one.
Yeah, sorry,
There's a
yeah, the first
woman or
album.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
first
that
album.
like
I was thinking for some reason Born Again came into my mind, and I don't know why. But yeah, the debut album from Black Sabbath with the house in the background. Yeah, yeah.
exactly. So like that was one of the inspirations. I really loved that album. And we spent a lot of time actually looking at old horror movies, like the artwork, like the aesthetics of the artworks, the coloring,
Yeah.
and then like we ended up with like if it's a eulogy to blasphemy, it's gonna be like a zombie preacher just spewing forth. I was that was sort of the idea, and then our good friend who made it all happen in the end. So yeah, I'm really proud of that.
Cool. And what about getting that as a tattoo? That'd be quite good, wouldn't it? 3D tattoo, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. I love it though. It's good. Cool. How do you feel Eulogy or Blasphemy compares to your earlier albums then?
Yeah, I was actually pretty cocky. We tend to do like studio diary videos when we record. So I remember introducing like the first episode of the Studio Diary, saying this is the best album we've done, but also with like the disclaimer that yeah says every artist of every new album.
Does
But
that, yeah.
yeah, but I actually believe it is the best record we put out. I think. Yeah, you can tell a lot about like the progression of the band. Started off like we recorded and released an album in 2014. That was the debut album, but we weren't very active. And then so it's like not until Drogless when we started touring. And I think this latest album is sort of an amalgamation of yeah everything that's led up to this. And I think. Yeah, we're really happy about songs. The more varied songs actually
Mhm.
than the previous albums.
And of course, coming from Sweden, I've lost count. I mean, I've been doing this a long time. I've interviewed mainly Swedish bands, I'd say, over the years. Probably 80% Swedish, yeah. It is like amazing. How hard is it though to like, because you've sort of been quiet for a while, to get your head back above that parapet and get noticed again?
I would say it's quite hard in Sweden. I would say that we tend to play more outside Sweden. I think like making it big in Sweden, playing death metal is kind of hard. I used to say that when we were younger. You would come to a town and play at the venue, and everyone like 80% of of the audience would stand with their arms folded and like dissect your music and like why did these bastards get a record deal because everyone's playing in their own bands. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
murderous competition. So I would say that was, I think, the benefit for us because we've been around for. I mean, we started in 2009, even though weren't really that active. But like being around for that long, you kind of build your fan base all
Yeah.
over the world. So I was pretty thankful when we started touring that there was like a demand. Like a lot of people had listened to us, but no one had ever seen us. So.
Because the tour, like it goes to Czechoslovakia, doesn't it? And you're going to some of the other countries around that area. Are you going to Germany as well?
Yeah, Germany is mandatory. Lot of fans in Germany, also very good for touring, like big country in the smack in the middle. Yeah, so it's going to be Denmark, Germany, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Poland, and Lithuania and Estonia, actually. So those never played in the Baltics. That's going to be super fun.
So when you go out on tour, is it going to be like how many tracks from this album are you hoping to play live?
Yeah, well, we play like there's also the downside, upside and downside, I guess. But being the headliner act, you're supposed to play at least an hour, so that gives us some room to put in both the old songs. And I would say there's about 5 or 6 album songs from the new album in the set list.
Cool. What can fans expect from your shows live?
Yeah, well, we take no prisoners. I mean, we made it ever since we started, even in earlier bands. Like we decided that if someone pays to see a show with us, they're gonna get everything. It doesn't matter if it's 5 people in the crowd or if it's 200. Like we're gonna we packed our shit. We went there. We rehearsed. We're gonna like put on a good show. So it's gonna be full intensity. We're one of the very few death metal bands who do full corpse paint and blood, so you can expect that as well. We're not we don't have the budget for any pyro, so there will be no fire and smoke, but there will be blood and there will be death metal.
That's good to know. So after a gig, I mean, have you sometimes just like not bothered to take the corpse paint off and then giving yourself a scare in the middle of the night when you've gone to the toilet?
Well, there are so many stories. I mean, also like there's no hot water, no running water, or like your backstage place where you're supposed to take off all that makeup is the girls' toilet, which is the only mirror in the venue. So I mean, we've seen it all, and yes, it's happened that you pass out with makeup on as well, and you regret it, and the pillow regrets it the day after.
You can imagine. What do you hope then this album adds to Gluttony's legacy?
Oh, well, I think what I'm already feeling is that it kind of raised the bar. It's gonna be tough to follow this one up for sure. I'm not saying this is gonna be our swan song, but I definitely feel that we put out something that we can be proud of, and then we might not have that urgency to make the fifth album. I think we're just gonna enjoy this one and see where it takes us. It's been getting great reviews so far, so that makes me really happy.
There's a song, like a made-up song about your personality. What would it be called?
I would say you're talking about Gluttony or talking about me myself?
About yourself.
Yeah, restless.
If you could have 4 words to sum up this new album, what would they be?
Well, it's no excuses. It's ruthless but yet groovy, and I think it's a bit tongue in cheek as well. I mean the titles and the lyrics they're not your typical love ballad for sure, but then again I think you can also laugh about some of the insane things that go on in the lyrics, like Awoken in Autopsy is just, you can either watch it as we're like super disturbed people, or you can have fun with it, like the absurd situation of being awoken during your own autopsy. So I would say it's brutal, it's relentless, it's good of catchy riffs that you'll remember, but it's also fun underneath there.
Okay. Obviously, like we sort of touched on about Sweden, is there a Swedish band that you'd love to go on tour with that you've never had the chance to yet?
Good question. There are tons, obviously. I mean, we have some ideas. So we have been in discussion with a few bands, but maybe I won't drop them. So I'll just choose a random one. I'll just pick one that came to mind. One of my childhood heroes. I really enjoy the band called Unanimated.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think they. Yeah, have you heard them?
Yeah. I thought you were going to say In Flames because a lot of people say In Flames, but that's different. Yeah.
No, I respect In Flames. We met them over the years. Met a lot of like the people you do listen to growing up, but I think Unanimated is like an unpolished gem. I think their blend of death metal and black metal is something that I've been very much inspired by. So, and I know they're like very seldom tour, so that'd be fun.
Okay, so if you had a choice then to be hung from entrails or being haunted by a wordless choir, which would you choose?
Well, that kind of depends on who I am, and the lyrics to "Haunting Wordless Choir" they're especially nasty. It's about a guy who kidnaps 4 people, locks them in cells, and then he starves them, and then they start screaming. So he cuts off their hands and limbs and feeds them to them. And then when he thinks they're finally dead, he hears this haunting wordless choir where they like keep singing even though they're dead. So I would say if I'm that guy, I will take that song. If I'm one of the guys in the cell, I think the endless, like hanging from entrails will be short and better.
This is true. This is true. All right. Who do you prefer then, out of ABBA and In Flames?
That's gonna be In Flames for sure. I've actually, I know I have an extended family in Manchester, so I've been there several times. I know a lot of the Brits are quite keen on ABBA, and this is not me trying to sound like true, but I've really never stomached ABBA. I find them very annoying. So you can pick almost any other band, that I would say the other band.
Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Yeah, obviously. Thanks, Seb, a lot for having us. And be sure to check out Eulogy to Blasphemy. And be sure, if you're ever in Europe in May, then you should definitely come and watch us and have a beer, for sure.
Covered in dust and filth, stuffed the cracks with soot, smear paint on the mountain wall. Floating against the march, the echo lights as the barrier shroud unravels the screams, as the cross bends its timeless shadow. When nothing will grow, and nothing should prosper, before the night's salvation, mark your dawn, desecration.